listening on the party line, the Monticello party line, with Sarah and Maggie and Laurie and Paul, and Tassel and Curly, Louisa and all. Each morning at your radio, all your good friends are saying hello. From Texas to Maine, our great friendship chain. We're friends on the party line. Oh, come listening on the party line.
Merry Christmas, Party Liners. A very Merry Christmas to every one of you. And thank you for all the greetings and good wishes you've been sending us to add to our enjoyment of the holidays. We hope that on Christmas Eve or Christmas morning, all your hopes were realized.
Boy, oh boy, I'll say they
Oh,
were.
Clem, is that you on the line?
Excuse me, Ken. Can't keep my nose off the line even today. Merry Christmas to you, my boy.
Thanks, Clem, and a Merry Christmas to you. I've been wondering...
Wonder no more, my boy. We got it.
You got it?
We did. Curly and me, the ham radio set.
Well, congratulations. You did get it after all,
We did, and Kenny, it's a beauty. It's a pippin'. It's a whiz. And it works.
Say, I wouldn't mind having a look at that radio set, Clem.
My boy, that's just what I was getting at. Agatha requests the pleasure of your company out here to sample the Christmas baking and cooking soon as you can get here.
Oh, boy, Clem, I don't need to hear that invitation twice.
Good, that's fine. We'll be looking for you.
I'll be there, and thanks a lot.
It'll be our pleasure. I may be able to pick up Mars for you, or Africa, or somewhere. So long, Kitty.
So long, Clem. You and I have so many invitations in Monticello today, Party Liners, that it's going to be difficult to choose the places we'll be able to visit. But to give us more time, our friends at the Caldwell Company, the makers of Dr. Caldwell's Syrup Pepsin, have suggested that we omit any talk on Syrup Pepsin today. So the only thing I'll say on the subject is this. You'll be doubly glad to have that bottle of Dr. Caldwell's Syrup Pepsin on hand during the holidays. Before we make our Monticello Christmas calls, would you like to pay a brief visit to Marilyn's husband, Jack Owens, and his friend Rocky up at Nome, Alaska? We find them setting out on a slow walk along the broad and modern residential street where the Ramseys live. Deep Alaskan snow and the clear, sparkling air of this far northern country give the day a storybook quality of Christmas. From time to time, Jack draws his hand out of the deep pocket of his sheepskin coat and holds it up in its bright woolen mitten for Rocky's admiration.
Look at that, Rocky. You ever see a fancier mitten in all your reckless life?
Well, I already told you 10 times since yesterday I never saw anything to beat it.
Why, it'd warm you up just to look at it, doesn't it? Kitty certainly has an eye for color.
Yes, and warms your heart to think of that little girl worrying about her daddy up in this here frozen country. That's what it does.
Yeah, she's just 10 years old, Rocky. And I suppose in those 10 short years, Kitty has given more love and devotion than I've given to anyone or anything in 3 times that many years.
Well, they say there's nothing in the world can hold a candle to the love of a child.
And nothing in the world can hold a candle to the stupidity of someone who couldn't understand what that love meant until it was too late.
Now, son, it's never too late.
Oh, Rocky, what's the use of saying that? If Marilyn hadn't got a divorce, that might be different. But now that she has... Listen, Rocky. The bells are ringing. Special services today, do you suppose?
Well, I believe they're ringing for the Children's Song Festival. It seems like the youngsters are meeting to sing Christmas carols today up to the hillside church.
Is it open to the public, do you know?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
Would you care to walk up that way, Rocky?
Why, sure thing, son.
It's a long time since I've heard children singing Christmas carols.
Well, then come along and let's get going. There's no sound in all the world so fitting for the day as the voices of children singing the old-time Christmas carols.
The voices of children in Alaska singing Christmas carols are echoed and re-echoed 1,000-fold by other voices the whole world over, singing the very same tunes. Down in Monticello, Illinois, thousands of miles from the hillside church of Nome, Alaska, Lori Ellis Parker and her mother, walking down toward the square, are listening at this moment to the carols being sung in the meeting house of the small Monticello church.
Oh, how lovely that sounds. The children singing Christmas carols.
Do you remember when you and Louisa May used to be with them in there?
Well, of course I do. And now it won't be so long until Louisa will be sending Timmy and Mary to sing with the other children.
Not many years. They'll be 2 years old in just a few weeks.
Kitty Owens wanted to take them along with her this afternoon to sing Christmas carols. Did you hear Marilyn telling us about that?
Bless her heart. She's so fond of those two babies.
Mother, I didn't want to ask Marilyn about it, but do you know, I don't think Kitty got so much as a postcard from her father for Christmas.
Oh, that's a pity. Poor child. She just told me last week she was expecting a package from her daddy any day.
Oh, he must be a horrible person. No matter how he feels about anything else, he ought to have some kind of feeling left for his own little daughter.
Yes, you certainly think so. But we mustn't judge people too harshly, dear. Especially when we don't know all the circumstances in the case.
Always ready to defend even the worst of us, aren't you, Mumsy?
Well, I don't know. But there's usually always something to be said, even for the worst of us.
Anyway, that's a nice thought for a day like this. Oh, look, Mother, after we stop by for Paul at the drugstore, wouldn't it be fun to call on the Tuttles?
Oh, yes, if you think they're home.
Oh, they're home, all right. Mr. and Mrs. Peters are over there today, and they're all having a marvelous time with that new amateur set they got for Christmas.
Now that we have had 3 Christmas dinners, more or less, and Curly and me cracked our Christmas box of cigars with no bad effect, and the gals got the perfume, I'd like to know if anybody in this crowd's having a real good time these here holidays.
Well, I sure am.
Goodness, as if you needed to ask.
If I ever had a lovelier time, I can't remember when it was. What about you, Clem?
Me? Why, Agatha, ain't I the picture of bliss and satisfaction?
You're the picture of carelessness with your house slippers on and in your shirt sleeves, I'll say that.
Careless. My dear, if a man can't wear his brand spanking new blue house slippers to honor the lovely wife that give 'em to him, then what can he do?
Oh, well, it really don't matter. Pass the Christmas candy to Sarah, Clem.
Oh, my land, Aggie. Now, don't you blame me now, Curly, if I go putting on another extra pound.
Why, Mama, as if I ever blamed you for a single one of all your extra pounds.
Well, all my extra pounds.
Well, Mama, that isn't exactly what I meant. Mama, you aren't
Oh,
mad.
no, of course I'm not mad, Curly, except at myself. I know very well it's my own fault that I'm a little extra heavy here and there.
Mama, I positively forbid you to talk that way about my best girl, so there.
Oh, Curly.
Listen to Curly, Romeo Peters.
Hey, that sounds good. Laughter around the Christmas tree.
Which reminds me, how'd you like me and Curly to get you the sound of jollity and laughter the world around on our amateur set, huh?
Why, sure. Where would you girls like to get in touch with?
Oh, my goodness. Why, we haven't hardly heard a thing except screeching and squealing and X this and X that on that set ever since yesterday morning.
I say so, too. Let's just sit around the tree nice and quiet for a while.
Well, okay.
But if you girls change your mind now and want to get in touch with Paris or South America or Alaska or anywhere, just you let us know.
Of course, we're in touch with Paris every minute, sitting here in a cloud of Agatha's new perfume.
Isn't it lovely? Can you smell my breath of Paris, Sarah? Or do you only smell your own essence d'amour?
Oh, I get a whiff of yours every once in a while.
Do you?
My, I still haven't got over being surprised to find a bottle of perfume under the tree just for me.
I know.
Well, why shouldn't there be, Mama? 10 bottles if I could have afforded it.
Darn glad you couldn't, Curly.
Huh?
The way it is with both the girls stopping with perfume, it don't feel natural to breathe around here.
Oh, Clem, don't be silly. How did your gloves fit, Sarah?
A little ample, but I'd rather they was than have 'em split.
Oh, me too. Why, Curly, you got your Christmas tie on.
Why, Agatha, it's the best tie I ever had.
Come on now, Curly. There's such a thing as smearing it on toothpaste.
Huh? Well, but I mean it, Clem. It's my favorite tie on account of how it fools me. When I saw that long, skinny box under the tree yesterday morning, I thought, oh my, another tie. No amateur radio set. Was the notice from Mama saying that her and Agatha had got us an amateur set in partnership, and that I'd find it over here to your house. So you see, this is the best tie I ever got.
Well, put it that way, I see what you mean.
Well, just think of the change that's come over the world since we can remember, even with respect to Christmas.
How do you mean, sir?
Well, I was just thinking. Remember how the Christmas tree used to have real candles on it?
You betcha.
They used to make the tree smell so lovely.
And remember the big old pot-bellied stoves we used to have in them days?
Oh, yeah.
And how they'd get red as fire and glow in the dark before the lamps got lit in the evening.
That was a cozy sight.
Oh, it was.
And I was thinking, if we could have foresaw in those days the time when we could light up the whole Christmas tree by pressing a button, and the time when we could get across town in 3 minutes in a car,
I know.
and hot and cold water would come pouring out of faucets, and we'd have bottles of perfume from Paris, and a little radio set that you can talk to somebody with thousands of miles away. Well, I don't know.
It's all just too wonderful. It makes you dizzy to think about it.
Oh, my. How the world has changed.
Yes.
Well, before you folks fly away into the future day of rocket ships and airplanes for children, let me remind you of something.
My goodness, what, Clem?
The world may change. I don't say it hasn't. But I'm happy to report that a few things are the same today as it was when we were young.
Oh, yes, of course.
For example, the snow is still white, sky is blue, sun shines as bright as ever. Nobody has yet improved on the shape of a Christmas tree, or the taste of a Christmas roast, or the sound of a Christmas carol.
Why, Clem, that's true.
They can change a lot of the extra outside things like, but deep down at the base of things, the world and folks in it are all us pretty much the same.
You're certainly right, Clem.
Yeah.
Take things like songs now. The young folks don't sing the same songs we used to love when we were young, except where the songs have a meaning that goes deeper than just a passing fancy.
Exactly. The songs that have a deeper meaning, the ones that go down to the base of things, they last forever.
Like Silent Night, Holy Night.
Yeah.
Everybody loves that just as much today as they ever did.
Silent night.
See? Because it has a meaning that never changes.
Hey, come on, let's all sing.
Yes, let's.
Holy come,
Holy
bright.
Round yon virgin mothering.
Shadows lengthen across the snow, and the friendly night moving over the horizon to take up his vigil is greeted everywhere by the cheerful twinkle of Christmas tree lights, the sound of happy voices, and of ancient melodies he's known for centuries. When night falls on your Christmas holiday, we hope it brings peace and contentment, and that today's good memories will last long into the future. It was good to be with you on the line today, and we certainly count on being together tomorrow for an important event in the life of little Kitty Owens, an event whose significance every mother and every father will understand. To you and yours, the happiest of holidays.